I'm here today with Jennifer at the Tennessee Aquarium, and we are making cupcakes for the turtles with some very delicious ingredients that we're gonna get to share with you guys.
Yeah, we've pre-made up a little bit of a mix here, and we'll go into what's in that, but this is gonna be our mix, and we've got our cupcake fillers over here, and Maggie was very kind. She helped me put all of our little tiny rats in here for our turtles. So our turtles eat a little bit of everything. They can be really picky though. So specifically these are going to be made for our alligator snapping turtles. We have 2 of them. Actually we have 6 of them. But the 2 that we're giving them to are gonna be our big animals. So we have a 160-pound male alligator snapping turtle. He's about 80 years old. His girlfriend is about 42 pounds and about 50 years old. At this time of the year, they get a little picky with what they like to eat.
Okay.
I don't know if you have picky eaters on your floor.
I do.
Yeah. So they get a little bit picky, and so this is by far probably their favorite thing to eat because it's a little bit of everything mixed in together.
Well, it's a treat.
It's very special. So we've got a couple of different things already mixed up in here. If you want to help me open those up. So this is going to be one of the biscuits. So it's like cat and dog food that's already been made up for your animals at home, but this one is actually for crocodilians, so alligators and crocodiles, but it's pretty similar protein-wise for them. And then we have a red one, because actually, if you didn't know, turtles love red things, red food, red ball. This is actually made for primates, but it's again got that similar enough profile that we can use it for turtles. And then our third one here is going to be turtle brittle. Now this is not the brittle that you get to eat during the holiday season. It's not sweet, and it's actually the only one perfectly intended for turtles. So we'll mix some of that in. And then we have a amphibian carnivore, like pre-made gel diet essentially, that we'll put in there. And that's probably a pretty hefty price tag that comes along with there. So we use it just kind of on the top as a bit of a vitamin supplement. And then we are going to add in this unflavored gelatin. So we're basically making gelatin, for turtles. But we call it cupcakes because we put it in this fun cupcake-like container. So we'll finish whisking this up real quick. So that's all that's in this mix here. And then we're going to pour it in. And it's going to be a little bit drippy and a little bit messy. Sometimes you gotta make a mess. Have some fun. Especially the first one, of course, is always like, oh, we're doing okay. We may splash Casey's camera.
And then the turtles eat how often?
So these individuals are going to be offered food once a week.
Okay.
But since it's cooling off outside, it cools off in our Delta Swamp too. So where these guys live is that kind of wooded boardwalk area. And it's one of our immersion exhibits, so it makes you feel like you're outside. So in the wintertime, our water and our air temperature is going to get cooler in there. So our water temperature will get to about 65 degrees in the air, probably that or a little bit less. So these individuals will possibly only eat once a month.
Oh, wow.
They've even been known to completely go off their food for 1 or 2 months. So if I don't see them kind of out and about, so maybe we're just sleeping 12, 16, 18 hours a day. I typically don't pull food. But if they're kind of out and about and they're looking really alert, and they have actually a training spot that they go to, so a specific place in that habitat is where they get their food every time.
Beautiful little tail.
Just hanging out. And so if they're kind of hanging out there and like looking up at that spot, that's kind of when I know maybe I should grab them some food this week.
We might
and offer it to them. We might be hungry. So a lot of it is just them watching them and observing their behavior. So yeah, if they're just passed out asleep all the time, probably not gonna offer them food that week.
How do you know that that they're boyfriend and girlfriend?
Well, we are constantly trying to make pictures. Yes, our male is very, very interested in our female quite regularly. And she has a couple spots in the habitat that she can get into and he can't fit. And he'll oftentimes just sit right outside of that spot waiting for her to come out, and then as soon as she does, tries to make the baby turtles. Now we have had baby turtles hatch. That's why I said we have 2 turtles. I was like, wait, no, we have more. So we actually hatched some, I believe it was back in 2013 when I first started. It was actually the first baby turtle that I was part of it being hatched, which was pretty cool. So we kept 2 for our education program. So they are animals that when our education programs start back out, you may see them out on the floor meeting guests.
That's really cool.
And then we have 1 behind the scenes right now and then 1 in the same exhibit technically as
mom and dad.
But down there in our swamp, it looks like one big place, but it's actually 3 different pools. So they've got an acrylic wall between.
Okay.
So one of our babies, who is now 8, 9 years old, is in that first pool. Mom and dad are in the next one. But it's a lot of fun because when families come up and they're like, oh, look at that one, oh, look at that one, like, oh, but look at this one, this is their baby. And it's a very, very fun process. Now, we ran out of the colorful ones, so we're gonna improvise real quick and fill these up as well. So
They won't mind.
I have learned that wax paper is your friend. Because if you just put them in there, they're a little bit harder to get out.
Okay.
So we'll do that. If you wanna put that little square down in there. And it doesn't have to be perfect, it's just gotta keep it kind of off the edges. Then it will come out way easier and be much less. The silicone is so nice because they just pop right
Peel
out.
right off. Yeah.
Hopefully this will be more than enough. And then I know it's your favorite part, so we're gonna put some a whole other bag you can use. These ones are a little bit smaller though, so you wanna reach in. Look at this. You can put 2 in each one. So if they're stuck together like that one.
I mean, if it makes the turtles happy.
Yes, they will. Oh, definitely. All right, so we'll see where we get to with this. It should hopefully last for all of them.
You're doing a great job pouring it.
I've done it a couple times. Apparently I have good pouring skills. I've recently been told we have a new keeper that has started working with us, and I have done this, and I pour stuff in the drain sometimes, and she's like, I think you could like win a competition.
I think I agree.
I'm like, oh, well, skills you wouldn't have thought you would learn.
What other foods do the turtles like to eat?
This specific area loves just a little bit of everything. So our snapping turtles, they're gonna be, again, picky. So it's gonna be this gel diet or a fish or a rat. And then our other turtles in this area are gonna eat a lot of different fruits and vegetables, kind of like we saw in the fridge there. There was that whole rack of fresh produce. So carrots, bell peppers, they get romaine lettuce a couple times each week. If we get special lettuce for our lemurs, so sometimes we'll get iceberg or green leaf lettuce, we'll mix that in. Sometimes we get some kale. So just kind of always mix it up a little bit for them. And then they'll also get some veg, they'll get some ice. Just because there are some of the species that are a little bit more specific to their needs. And it looks like yet again, I need a couple more. So we'll just grab a couple more. I know you are probably so done with touching the rats.
No, I will do it for the turtles.
Okay, thank you. All right, let's do 2 more. It's been a little while since I made this, but the nice part about this is once we make it and it sets up, I can just freeze all of them.
Yeah.
So then it's just kind of on demand, which is great.
Well, thank you for letting us come and teaching us how to make them too.
Yes, now anyone can make a turtle cupcake. I know that's what we wanted, right? Oh, that's fine. Again, they will not care. They will love it. They don't care about their figures.
Where do you buy them from? The little mouse or rat or
We
whatever?
actually get them from an online supplier. It's called rodentpro.com.
Okay.
You too, honestly, could order nice.
You need to know. You never know.
If anyone's got any, exotic pets out there, if you're gonna take it on. A couple more of them off. And again, I like to try to just recycle. So one of our biscuits, really the cracked one, is specifically like the bottom of the bag when it gets all grainy and whatnot. So just gonna make sure we get everything used here.
That's so important.
This one's a little light. It's kind of the end of our gel cupcake now. We just get to go sit in the fridge.
And they take about 24 hours.
Yeah, they'll probably set up in about 2 to 4, but I typically leave until the next morning and then pull them out. This tray is going to be really awkward.
Okay.
We will get a smaller tray for these guys. Let's see what we got over here. There are all kinds of sizes of containers.
They still feel warm.
Yes. So the gelatin needs both hot and cold water to activate itself. So we put the cold water into it first, and then the hot water when we mixed it in with all of the colorful biscuit foods. And now, okay, I think this one shouldn't be too bad. Okay, so I'm in. Good?
Yeah, right.
Okay. Again, way too much experience being one person in the kitchen. I'll just set it next to some alligator food. And here, I'm gonna set it here. There'll be plenty of space. And I'll come back for them tomorrow. And then once they're finished, we've got a couple out here. I think you probably should have to push real hard. Makes you think you're stuck.
I messed up with that.
It's always a little terrifying thinking you're stuck in the fridge. And then this is our finished product. So you can see, just like we had that one that you had the little rat bottom sticking out of. And you can play with them. I mean, it's kind of delicious. Yeah, so that's how you make it.
Thank you so much, Jennifer.
You're
This was so
welcome.
fun.
Happy you could join us and get to touch some
Yeah.
rice and some other fun things this morning.
I mean, I added another recipe to my abilities, so
There you go.
I'm sure this will be something I make often.
Yeah, holidays are
Yeah.
coming up.